Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love.
What's going on, everybody? It's your big home operator, and welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find this video informative, maybe a little bit entertaining. And if you're back to the channel, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you also find this video informative and entertaining. Now, as you can see, we're on location again at the gun range. Today, we're doing the first shots of the Smith Wesson M&P Metal Frame Carry Comp. Okay, so this is just going to be I always say it's a quick video, but a lot of times it's not. But anyway, we're going to put 150 rounds through the gun, get a feel for how it feels in the hand, and we're going to do a quick comparison, not an in-depth comparison, but a quick comparison with the standard M&P metal frame from Smith & Wesson. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so we got the M&P Carry Comp over here, and we got the standard M&P metal over here. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot one magazine with this just to kind of establish like a quick baseline between this versus this, and then we're going to keep going with the first shots of that. So I just want to show you a quick recoil comparison. All right, the target is at 7 yards. First up, M&P metal frame standard. Pretty simple, straightforward, feels good, pretty damn accurate, but of course the thing got the dot on it, so it has that going for it. So let's switch up and go to the Carry Comp. Okay, now it's time for the metal Carry Comp. Mighty damn good, if I do say so myself. Let's look at the target. Pretty accurate. So, a couple things. The recoil is noticeably lighter with the Carry Comp for obvious reasons, right? Because of that damn comp. But it's not drastic. Now, in fairness, I do have a hollow sun on the standard M&P metal frame, so that extra bit of weight is going to slow the slide down just a little bit to make this gun, make that gun shoot a little bit softer than it normally would. But even without the optic, it's a noticeable difference, but it's not a huge difference or anything like that under normal courses of fire. Once you pick up the shooting, it's a bit. That's when you know the difference between the gun and point that out real quick. All right, so let's load up the metal Carry Comp and let's put some more of that rounds downrange. But first, we gotta change that target out. All right, we're loaded back up again. We got the target back at 7 yards. Let's get a good feel of the gun. All right. Oh, by the way, in case I didn't tell y'all, this is what we running today. Scorpio 115 grain full metal jackets. Pretty good ammunition so far. Haven't had any issues with it. Grouping's a little inconsistent there. That's all me. That ain't good. right, let's pick the cadence up. Let's do a couple double taps. All right, not bad. Check the target. All right. Basically, we hit the mark for the most part. And that's one of the things that I really like about Smith & Wesson pistols. Their grips just fit my hands better than most other grips out there, outside of the double stack 1911. But I don't know if y'all noticed it during the shooting footage, but the comp really helps that return to zero and make those follow-up shots a lot more accurate. So that way you can get those follow-up shots quicker, more accurate, so on and so forth. That's the whole point of compensators and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So really, if you're doing slow fire, like most places you can only shoot like 1 or 2 seconds between shots, you're not going to see a whole lot of difference. It's only really quick, rapid, successive shooting that you're really going to notice a difference, especially in pistols. Anyway, so far the gun's doing good. Couple things. So the slide serrations. So these slide serrations, as I noted in my unboxing, they're aggressive. They're more aggressive than any other M&P slide serrations that I've seen. I personally like it. Some people may not like it because some people don't like a whole lot of aggression. But the good thing about the aggressive cuts in the slide is that if your hands are wet, if they're dirty, if they're sweaty, bloody, whatever the case may be, you're not going to have any problems racking that slide and getting around in the chamber or even clearing a malfunction. So I like it. You might not like it. So that's just something you should be aware of if you decide to go out and buy this pistol. All right, enough talking. Let's load up and put some more rounds down range. All right, we loaded up and we're about to go again. Real quick though, I forgot to mention this about the triggers. So I have basically all 3 of the main M&P metal frame pistols, the standard, the competitor, and now the carry comp. As far as difference in trigger goes, they basically all feel the same to me, even though this particular gun is being marketed as a performance center gun. So now that's just my opinion. Your opinion might vary. And matter of fact, if you do, what's your opinion? Have you had experience with all 3? Let me know down in the comments, man, because I'm curious about that. Like I said, to me, they don't really feel any different. And that's even with the competitor model versus the standard model. But anyway, we loaded up. We're at 5 yards this time, so that way you can see the target a little bit better. And I'm going to pick up the cadence of fire just a bit. All right, y'all, we loaded up, so let's go. Outstanding. Let's look at that target. Pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. Couple flyers, we're gonna ignore them. But so the thing about that metal carry comp is, like when I talked about the triggers, it's kind of a gift and a curse. Don't get me wrong, it's a good trigger, but one of the criticisms that I've always had about the metal frame guns is that the trigger reset is not as tactile as I would like it to be. What's interesting is my 10mm for Smith & Wesson, which is also the Performance Center version, has a Performance Center trigger, and the reset on that feels a bit more forceful, a bit more tactile. So it's easier to remember where that reset is to, you know what I'm saying, just keep a more consistent trigger pull throughout. But if there was anything that I would say, like as far as a weakness, it would actually be 2 things. It would be that and the weight of the gun, but with a caveat. So a lot of good competition guns have those steel frames, right? And that extra weight helps to absorb the recoil, which is fine for the competition setting. And a lot of people actually like that as far as duty and concealed carry.
Some people may not like it, but the extra weight does help to keep the recoil impulse softer, which also makes it easier for you to make those follow-up shots. So me personally, as far as the M&P metal frames, I wouldn't compete with them, me personally, because of the fact that they're aluminum frame guns and they don't have that extra weight. However, I will say they do make for good concealed carry guns and duty guns. Now, that also being said, should you choose the metal frame over the polymer frame, that's going to be a personal choice that you're going to have to make for yourself. Personally, I like the look and the feel of the metal frame guns, so that's the main reason why I got into them, and that's just my own personal reason. So you got to make your own decision on that as far as if that's what you want to do. But now, with that being said, let's do a quick comparison between my competitor and the metal carry comp. It's basically just a recoil comparison, so that way y'all can see the difference. And I have not shot both of those together yet, so I'm kind of curious to see if the recoil on the competitor model is a little lighter versus the carry comp or what. But just as a disclaimer, I do have a dot on the competitor, so that will skew things just a bit, so just so you know. But when I do finally get a dot for the carry comp, I'm going to do a true versus between all three. So right now this doesn't really count, this is just more so for fun. All right, y'all, we loaded up for this last round. Real quick, one thing I have noticed about the competitor, the grip circumference of the competitor is slightly smaller than both the carry comp and the regular metal frame. I don't know, maybe if it's just me, I thought all the frames and the grips were the same throughout the various guns. I don't know. Y'all let me know if you got both of them. Does the competitor feel slightly slimmer than the standard M&P or the standard metal, or not the standard, but the metal carry comp? You let me know down in the comments, because I'm very curious. I just need to know if it's just me and I'm tripping, or if it actually is a difference. But anyway, let's do some shooting. All right, y'all, first up, the M&P carry comp. I'm gonna go for the head box for this one. Trigger freeze. All right, now we're going to take the M&P metal frame competitor and we're going to go center mass. That was interesting. That was interesting. Let's check that target. All right, missed a couple here, and this is all pretty consistent here. Fairness, bigger target than that, but for the most part, the groups are relatively tight. Now, the reason why I said that was interesting, as I was running the competitor, I felt the slide mass a bit more. I felt the reciprocation of the slide more, basically. And well, for one, it's a 5-inch barrel gun. It has an optic on the top, so there's more mass moving back and forth. The carry comp was flatter in my opinion, and it felt softer in my opinion because of the comp, and of course it doesn't have a big old dot on the top moving back and forth. But what's interesting is, to me, the competitor felt just a little bit more comfortable to shoot, which is one of the things that I'm finding with comparing the recoil impulses of comp guns versus some non-comp guns. I don't know if it's just the fact that there's more mass moving back and forth, where you feel the extra weight when the slide is reciprocating, and you feel that muzzle flip, but it doesn't feel as harsh in the hand versus a comp gun that's flatter, but because there's slightly less mass moving back and forth, I don't know, maybe you just feel it in your hands more. I noticed that when I first compared my TTI Combat and my Rival S, and that's why I always tell people the TTI Combat was a flatter shooting gun and the Rival S was a softer shooting gun. So this is one of the things that I've noticed. Are y'all noticing that? Let me know. But all in all, I think the metal frame carry comp is a good gun. It's a solid gun. It's definitely worth a 1,000 round follow-up review, so you'll definitely be seeing that probably in the coming weeks and months down the road. But with that, I'm going to end it there. Let me know what y'all think about today's video by diving into the comments. Let me know. If you really enjoyed the video, hit that like and subscribe button and share it with all your friends. And you know, it really helps out the channel. It's free, it don't cost nothing, and your big homie would really appreciate it. All right, so with that, I'm going to cut you loose. This is your big homie, the armchair operator, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.